And hello, everybody. It is Thursday, May 27th, and another weekly real estate update. I'm Mark Newstater with eXp Realty. Glad to have you joining us either live or later on Facebook and YouTube. And Jaden Bax joins me again this week from Avenue Financial. Jaden, how is life for you this week?
I'm loving it, buddy. I'm getting ready to go camping tomorrow. Just life is.
Oh, we got a frozen Jaden. Oh, now he's back. You said you're getting ready to go camping, and life is, and then you went frozen.
And life is great. And so there's June 1st that we're going to be talking about. Big changes happening.
Yes.
Talk to all of my clients about it. It's not really having any impact on them.
Right. Yeah. And we'll get into more detail in that because I think a lot of people are seeing a lot of things in the media. Maybe other realtors are posting on social media about it. And I do tend to leave this to Jaden because he is the expert in this category. Obviously, I'm aware of what's going on, but we're gonna stay in our lanes, and Jaden's gonna talk about that in a couple of minutes. Let's show you the weekly stats, and I have some very high-tech graphics I'm gonna show you here in a second. But we did have, we're kind of. I think we've plateaued and slightly gone down here again this week because we had a total of 539 new listings, so slightly up from last week, and it's kind of been bouncing around over the last month and a bit here. 460 sold, so down from last week, but up from the week prior. But really, if you look at the last 5 weeks, that's one of the lower numbers we've had. 224 pendings. Again, lower than last week and the week prior, but similar to the weeks, in the last couple of weeks of April. And then we had 15 expireds. And that number I may not have updated, so I do apologize. Expireds don't play a lot into our total numbers that we're looking at. A total of 2,784 detached listings, so that's an increase of just over 100 from last week. With the total listing count now of 6,220, and again, that's about 12, 13 up from the week prior. Here's what I want to show you. So, like I said, this is high-tech graphics right here. I got to make sure I'm showing it to you the right way. So those are the dates. So we've got let me just look here. So this most recent week, 20th to 27th, is right over there. So the difference from the 20th to 27th plus 145 for solds and pendings over new listings. So that's what the plus means. So we have more sales and pendings than new listings. Week prior to that was 206. The week prior, for that week of the 6th to 13th of May was a blip. We only had 97. But look at the last couple of weeks of April leading into May. 224, 203, 206, now 145. I think that, now we got a big glare. See if that camera can readjust. There. There we go.
There we go.
So, I think we are seeing a bit of a trend here based on the numbers. What I can tell you from my personal experience is a little bit different than that. So I've had 2 listings in the last couple of weeks sell in one sold in 4 or 5 days on multiple offers. The other one, and they both went firm today. One went firm last night, one went firm today. So happy for those families that they get to move on. The other one went firm. We listed it on Friday morning and we had multiple offers Saturday night. It is now firm as well. So, are we reaching the end of that craziness? Possibly. I think if we continue to see my high-tech stats, my high-tech numbers, if that spread continues to tighten, I think we're coming out of this crazy little bubble that we're in. And I think it's partly related to the hysteria around the mortgage rules, but we're going to get to that in a second. We're going to leave that for right at the end. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is, because I've had these conversations with clients, with people, everyone's asking me what's going on in the market. So I want to show you a couple of things about why certain homes sell in a day and other homes sit on the market. The first thing is pricing. Even in today's market, if you overprice a home, it could be a great home on a great street, but if it's, let's say, a $450,000 house, you wanted to test the market at $470 or $480, You may get showings, but you may not get an offer. It doesn't matter what kind of market you're in. Pricing is still the first thing that people will notice, along with, so we'll get back to pricing in 1 second. But I just wanted to show you a little post that my lovely wife had earlier today on her Facebook page. Oh, we didn't want that one. Oh, there we go. There we go. So now, so you can see this right here. So home staging works. So this was a survey done by National Association of Realtors in the United States. And here's a few bullet points here. So 50% of staged homes saw a 1 to 10% increase in dollar value offers from buyers. That's huge, right? Think about 2 or 3% on a $500,000 listing. 62% say staging decreased the amount of time spent on the market, and I would strongly agree with that. Every single listing that I do, unless you are, even 100%, we had, some great listings that we've been able to help clients sell their homes, but just a few little tweaks, even here and there, really help in the way that home is set up. 77% said staging made it easier for buyers to visualize home as their own. And that is huge. If you have a cluttered home, people can't see their stuff in your home. And that's a large part of what Natalie does as a part of a service that is to my clients. Is a lot of it is decluttering, getting rid of personal items, getting rid of religious items, depersonalizing the home, and making people see that they can put their stuff in your home. When you put your home on the market, it's essentially like a commodity now. So you have to realize that, and you have to just kind of let go of some of that so we can get your home sold quickly for top dollar for you. And finally, 40% of buyers were willing to visit a home they saw online if it was staged. If you see a cluttered home, especially even right now with COVID and everything that's going on, you might think, dirty or whatever. So staging is huge. My wife, Natalie, who does an amazing job with her company at Blue Sky Staging Design. So please feel free to reach out to her on Facebook, even if you want some design ideas. She's great at what she does and would be happy to provide that for you. So I just thought I would throw that in there today because I've kind of had that question. It's like, well, why are certain homes sitting on the market? Others are selling so quickly. So there's a couple answers: pricing and staging. And then we can talk more about some of the other things I do if you want to message me privately. So Jaden, let's get to the big news. I think this week as we lead into June 1st, the sky is falling again with the higher mortgage stress test rates. Break it down for people that maybe don't understand, because there's a little bit of history here. So maybe give them the history and where we're kind of at today.
Yeah, so this is what it comes down to: 35% versus 5%. So what does that mean? 2016, I believe it was October of 2016, all insured mortgages test was introduced. And then again in 2018, which would all the conventional mortgages, which is 20% plus, insured is 20% and less, the stress test was also introduced for that. That decreased home buying power by 35%. It was a significant change in our.
Oh, we got a little technical issue. Hopefully Jaden can come back here in a second. We'll see if Jaden comes back. Jaden, hello. This is what you have. This is what happens when you do things live. This is what happens when you do things live. So Jaden was just talking about mortgage stress test, and hopefully he can rejoin us here in a second. Let's just take him off the screen. Oh, now he's back.
Oh, so sorry about that.
No, no worries. Okay, so you're talking. I was trying to fill in for you, but I want you to talk about it. So
yeah. So basically, what's happening next week is your buying power is going to be decreased by about 5%. Okay. Slightly less than that. Depends on how much you're putting in for a down payment and things like that. The vast majority of the people that I work with, 80% plus, aren't buying within 5% of their upper limit. Right?
So there's the rub on the good side of things.
Well, of course, and so there's certain clients. There's a couple of thousand people across Canada, a couple of thousand families that this is going to impact in a negative way. For the vast majority of people who aren't rubbing up against their ratios, who have a little bit of room within their buying power, there's no impact. So why did the government do this? It's optics. It's 100% optics, right?
Yeah.
This market is under control, out of control. It's a bubble that's going to burst. We got to do something, and we're doing it. We've done something.
Yeah.
Right? It's a ridiculous thing. It's going to have very little impact on the market. You don't have to rush in and make an offer this week. Right, especially if you've been pre-approved and you know that you're pre-approved for 500, but your ideal houses are in that 400 range. Don't panic. There's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Talk to your broker. Do the things that you need to do. You don't have to make a panic decision because of this.
Okay, but devil's advocate here. So I talk to clients where they say, well, you know what, I'm looking to 420, but really I'd like to spend 400. But let's say they're pre-approved for 420. That would be a bit of an issue for them.
Yes, buy now.
Yeah.
And if you are pre-approved,
sorry, I got to interrupt for 1 second. What does buy now mean? Does that mean you have to be pre-approved by June 1st or have an accepted offer or a firm offer?
Accepted offer. And so pre-approval at this point means nothing. That won't be grandfathered in any way whatsoever. If you're going out with your realtor this weekend and you know that you're brushing up against your limit on your pre-approval, make the offer. If that house is the right house for you, make the offer. Make sure that it's signed by Sunday to give yourself some time, that it's an accepted offer by Sunday. And then let's work through and get it firm. But then we can stick with that 479. We don't have to use that 525. You'll have some options. So that's that kind of person that really is shopping at that upper end of what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. This weekend is your weekend.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna throw your. Can I throw your email up on the screen for people to reach out to you?
100%.
Jayden at
AvenueFinancial.com.
Sorry, people, as I'm doing this live, but this is important, right? Like this could be a huge difference for you if you are, like I said, if you're in that 400, you're in that 500 range, and you are bumping up against your pre-approval number. You got to get on this. I'm not telling anybody to buy a home they don't want to buy, but if you're going to wait till after June 1st, you're going to have to relook at things. Certainly reach out to Jayden. I put his email address in the comments on YouTube and on my business Facebook page. And I can certainly post them on my personal page as well. So bottom line, Jayden, just give us the overall 30,000 foot view one more time before we sign off for this week.
My takeaway from this is if you're pre-approved, you've been looking at homes and you know that you're bumping up against your upper limit, now is the time to act. If that is not the case and you're very far away from your pre-approval limit, there's no rush.
All right. Straight from the horse's mouth. Well, not quite. From the mortgage broker's mouth. No, that's great, right, Jayden. Yeah. I think what we always want to do here is give people accurate information. And I'm not saying anyone else isn't accurate, but I do see realtors posting like the sky's falling on June 1st. Will there be a little dip in the market? Sure. Might be, but the reality is some people will just be buying a slightly less expensive home, but they've already been pre-approved if they're smart, and they can get on with things. So great info. Have a fantastic time camping with your family this weekend.
Thank you.
And I'll be here working, so yeah, just enjoy that.
Yeah, make some.
Oh, and see, there you got cut off. Look at that. Isn't that too bad? Jayden, thank you very, very much for that great information. And if you do have questions, please reach out to him. Email addresses on the comments section. And we look forward to chatting with everyone next week. Have a great week, everybody.